Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say one small word, no. In a world that constantly demands more, faster, and better, many people, especially women, find themselves stretched to the breaking point. Between work, family, relationships, and the endless stream of digital distractions, it can feel impossible to catch your breath. And yet, deep down, you know you were not made to live in constant exhaustion. You were not created just to keep running until your energy runs out. You were made for balance, peace, and fulfillment. That balance begins with self-care. And at the heart of self-care is the power of saying, no. Self-care is not about fancy spa days, expensive retreats, or the latest wellness trends. It's about reclaiming your energy, your time, and your voice. For many Americans, especially in a culture that glorifies busyness, self-care is a radical act. It means you no longer measure your worth by how much you do for others, but by how well you honor yourself. Saying no is not about shutting people out, it's about letting yourself in. It's about choosing yourself when the world tries to make you feel guilty for slowing down. And it's about recognizing that your well-being is not negotiable. Think about how often you've said yes when your heart whispered no. Maybe you agreed to stay late at work even though you were exhausted. Maybe you attended a social event when you really needed rest. Maybe you volunteered for something you had no energy for just to avoid disappointing someone else. At the time, those yeses may have seemed harmless. But over time, they add up. Every yes you give away without intention is a piece of your energy that slips out the door. Eventually, you wake up and wonder why you feel so drained, why life feels overwhelming, and why joy feels distant. The answer often comes down to one missing skill: the courage to say no. When you begin practicing the art of saying no, something powerful happens. You discover that no is not rejection, it's protection. It protects your time from being consumed by things that don't align with your values. It protects your mind from becoming overloaded with commitments. It protects your body from burnout and fatigue. And most importantly, it protects your spirit from losing touch with what truly matters. In America today, where people live at a pace that often leaves little time for reflection, self-care is not selfish, it's survival. Of course, saying no is not always easy. For many, it comes with fear. Fear of being judged, fear of being disliked, fear of missing out, or fear of letting someone down. But the truth is, saying yes to everything is not kindness, it's exhaustion. People may appreciate your availability in the moment, but no one benefits when you are too drained to show up fully. By contrast, when you say no to things that drain you, you create space to say yes to things that truly light you up. That yes might be extra time with your family. It might be an evening walk that calms your mind. It might be finally pursuing that hobby, side project, or career shift you've been dreaming about. Saying no gives you the bandwidth to say yes to yourself. Imagine your energy as a bank account. Every yes is like a withdrawal. If you keep giving without making deposits through rest, joy, and self-care, you will eventually go bankrupt. But when you practice boundaries, every no becomes an investment in your future energy. You are not just protecting your present self, you are giving your future self the chance to thrive. The beauty of this practice is that it doesn't require giant life changes. It begins in small moments. You can start by saying no to one unnecessary meeting, no to one extra chore when you need rest, no to one social gathering that doesn't feel aligned. Each no builds confidence. Each no strengthens your boundaries. Each no is really a yes to your mental clarity, your health, and your happiness. Over time, you'll notice a shift. Instead of constantly feeling depleted, you begin to feel grounded. Instead of living in reaction to everyone else's demands, you start living with intention. That is the power of self-care. But here's the secret. Self-care is not only about protecting yourself. It also allows you to give more to others in a healthier way. When you show up rested, present, and energized, you become more capable of offering real support. Your yes becomes authentic instead of forced. Your presence becomes a gift instead of a burden. In fact, one of the greatest acts of love you can give to others is modeling self-care. When children see their parents setting boundaries, they learn the importance of self-respect. When friends see you choosing balance, they feel empowered to do the same. Self-care is contagious in the best way. In the United States, where so many people are dealing with stress, anxiety, and burnout, the simple act of saying no can ripple out into families, workplaces, and communities. Imagine a culture where people felt safe to rest without guilt. Imagine workplaces that valued balance as much as productivity. Imagine homes where parents taught their kids that their worth is not measured by constant achievement. That future begins with each individual decision to honor their own needs. And every time you choose self-care, you are shaping that future. For beginners, one of the best ways to practice is through language. Instead of harshly refusing, you can say, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't commit right now." Or, "I appreciate the offer, but I need some time for myself." These are simple, polite ways to stand in your truth without guilt. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And soon, you'll find that saying no is not scary, it's liberating. Self-care is not an indulgence. It is not something to fit in only when you've completed every task. It is the foundation of a meaningful life. Without it, you are running on fumes. With it, you are thriving, energized, and able to show up as your best self. And remember, saying no is not about closing doors, it's about opening the right ones. Every no to something that drains you is a yes to something that fuels you. Every no to a meaningless demand is a yes to your peace. Every no to external pressure is a yes to your authentic self. So today, ask yourself, where in your life do you need to start saying no? Where are you giving away your energy without intention? And what would happen if, instead of fearing the word no, you embraced it as your ally? The power of self-care begins with that one decision. Saying no is saying yes to your health. Saying no is saying yes to your dreams. Saying no is saying yes to your joy. And perhaps most importantly, saying no is saying yes to yourself. You deserve that yes. Now is the moment to claim it. Now is the time to put yourself back on your own priority list. And now is the perfect day to begin your journey from overcommitment to empowerment, from burnout to balance, from living for others to living for yourself. Start today. Say no and watch how your life transforms into a stronger, brighter, more peaceful version of you. So from this moment on, I invite you to reclaim your time and energy. Say no when you need to. Say yes to yourself. Because when you do, you'll discover that the most powerful yes of your life starts with a confident no.